What's up, my friends? How are you guys doing today? I hope everybody's having a great day. I know I am, because I get to sit here and talk to you guys about some movies. Guys, today we're going to be talking about a movie from 1975. Before we do, hit that like and subscribe button like always. But guys, the other day I was looking for something to watch, right? And I've always heard about the movie we're fixing to talk about, but I had never seen it. I had seen bits and pieces over the years. I had seen, you know, different, like I said, scenes, but I never sat down and watched the movie. I'd always heard about the movie and how good it was, you know. But we're going to be talking about A Boy and His Dog, directed by L.Q. Jones. You guys might know L.Q. Jones as, you know, he's normally like kind of a character actor in Westerns, stuff like that. But he directed this film, and it stars Don Johnson, stars Tim McIntyre as the voice of Blood, the dog, and it stars Susan Benton. She is the love interest and also kind of primary antagonist of the film. This movie here, even though the Fallout game series is not directly based off of this movie, this film is, you can tell after watching it or while watching it that this film inspired. It heavily influenced the Fallout game franchise series of games. At one point, Don Johnson calls blood dog meat, and if anybody knows dog meat, that's the name of your dog in Fallout 4 and also in the show, stuff like that. He goes underground in this to find some people who, you know, lived underground. It's very, very interesting, the similarities between the two. But let's get into the movie and we'll get back to that. So this takes place after World War IV. World War III took place between, I think they said 1950-something and 1983. World War IV took place in 5 days, just long enough for all the missiles to leave the silos. And this is basically the tale of Vic/Albert, who is a solo. He's a person who scavenges and survives on his own, and he has a faithful dog companion named Blood. Blood and Vic can communicate kind of telepathically. You know, it's almost like a Han and Chewie situation where only Vic can hear or understand Blood, but it's this, you know, they understand each other well enough to where it's, you know, Blood talks, Vic listens kind of thing. But there's a point in the movie where you're like, is the dog really talking to him? Or is that just like in his mind he thinks the dog's talking to him? So there's that element too. But really, the meat and potatoes of the movie is the post-apocalyptic theme. He's scavenging, he's trying to live, but he's also trying to procreate. I mean, you know, they've got a bunch of horny people running around post-apocalyptic world. And so he goes to different outposts looking for women. He goes all these other places. He's always looking for a girl. And that's what Blood's main purpose is to sniff out women. That is Blood's purpose, is to sniff out women for Vic to find. And the thing is, Vic's not a good guy, right? And by the end of the movie, you realize that Vic is not a good guy, particularly at the very end of the film. You will realize that Vic ain't this hero that he assumes he is, but they project him like this, right? And he's better than others, put it that way, because there's a lot of scummy people in the apocalypse, right? But the themes are great. He finds, you know, Suzanne Benton's character. They wind up making out and all that good stuff. She lures him back to her underground bunker, aka the Fallout vault, right? He goes down there, sees these people that are still living in the old ways, and again, this is so similar to Fallout in the way that it is like they're playing music and propaganda over speakers in the below ground. They're having like actual festivals, like they're growing corn and vegetables and they're eating this stuff. They paint their faces up like the old George Washingtons, you know, and they got the powdered wigs and all that kind of stuff. And it's really, it's like, wow, you know, and it's funny though, because you're looking at these people and it's like they want this man. They lured him down here because their men become sterile after so long. And so they need him to procreate with their women. But instead of just letting him procreate, They hook him up to machines and stuff, and it just gets ridiculous. And the whole reason the girl lures him down there in the first place is so she can, like, overthrow the people. It is so much like Fallout that I'm surprised that Fallout didn't get sued. I mean, it was so similar, and I loved that, because when I first started watching it, I had no idea what it was about. I knew it was about a post-apocalyptic world, and Don Johnson was in it with a dog. That's all I knew. And then I started watching it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is Fallout. This is literally Fallout. And then it started getting more and more similar to Fallout, and I thought to myself, surely Fallout has got to be based off of this movie. And then when I looked it up, sure enough, it's not directly based on this film, but it shares a lot of similarities. And from thematically to production design wise, a lot of things it shares. But the thing is, the acting is good. It's not like it's just, this crazy, it was like everything was believable, from him being lured down there with the promise of Punani to the realism of, how he acts when he's in a dire situation and it comes to saving others. Like if I was in a post-apocalyptic world and they were like, hey, I'm pinned down, but I have a chance to get away and I don't really know him that well, I'm out, bro. Sorry. If you see me again later, I guess we can square up, but as of right now, I'm out. I don't know you. So, it's just, there's a lot of different social and moral questions posed by this movie. There's a lot of social and morally gray areas in this film, particularly, and I'm not going to ruin the end, but the ending, my mouth hit the floor, because I was like, oh my goodness, that was crazy. And then that's how it ends. And I was like, you got me. You had me that whole time, and then you just one-upped yourself with that ending. And I loved it. I thought it was amazing. In fact, I'm going to find this movie somewhere, even if it's just a digital copy. I should have just bought the digital copy on Amazon when I watched it. I'd like to own a physical copy, but I'm going to find this movie somewhere and own it, because this movie is just, for 1975, that ending is probably super dark. I mean, that ending is crazy. And so I'm just like, for 1975, this had to be groundbreaking. Like, I can see why people recommended it to me for all those years, because it really was something special. It was a special movie, particularly for its time. Man, fantastic. I'm going to give A Boy and His Dog 2 big thumbs up. Check it out if you want to, guys. It's all over the place on the streamers. You got it on Prime. You got it on Freevee. You got it on PlutoTV. Shout Factory TV. You got it on Tubi TV. Go and watch this movie, especially if you're a fan of Fallout, and just look at all the similarities that these two franchises share, these two entities share, guys, because it's something interesting. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit, guys. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button for me. And as always, my friends, I am going to keep making these as long as you keep watching them. Peace out. God bless you, and I will see you soon.